Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I just want to say blast off, lift off, or it's up, up, and away she goes.
There you go.
Every time we hear that. Okay. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
No.
Weekend was not long enough.
Well, yesterday,
What happened?
Yesterday was extremely long for me, but because I started on Saturday morning and we ended up last night late. Monday, or maybe we should call it Moon Day. Moon Day.
Yeah, a lot of moons.
Well, the heat let up. Well, it did a little bit. Yeah. But
Did it? I didn't go outside at all yesterday.
It's really going to let up, but it's going to be January. We'll be begging for hot weather then.
I'll tell you, we've had such a streak. And
Exhausting.
In a couple more days, it's going to build back up again. But just to complain a little bit, my average electric bill is generally, the highest it's probably ever been is $140.
I don't want to hear you.
That was during a cold spell in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
But last month my bill was $160, and I'm like, ugh. Do you know what it is this upcoming month?
About $340.
$197. And Rayford, I have not touched the dials. They stay the same.
You want to trade?
No, I don't want to trade. Okay. But it's just how hot
you can let it stay the same, but it's going to have to run longer, more often to keep it there than it does when it's normal temperature.
We know that. Okay. We know that.
So
yes,
that's
but what I'm saying is
it's hot.
This hot weather has stayed with us.
Yes, it has.
But you know,
even at night when it's supposed to cool off, it doesn't.
I can pay my electric bill, but I sat there and I thought about all the people that are going to struggle to pay theirs.
Yep. It's when you're living in a situation where you're you spend everything you can get that you do get every month just to pay the bills and make sure everything's taken care of, and then you get something astronomical like a $500 power bill, $102 water bill, which I'm still trying to figure out because I didn't water the garden that much.
Well, yeah, mine's always around that much, and I don't use any more water than you probably use more water than I do.
Well, yeah, but you pay a minimum right up front, and then anything extra you pay for that.
And then you pay for garbage.
The minimum just a couple of years ago was what, $82 and $78 and stuff like that. Now it's up to $100 roughly.
Mine has always been right around the $90 to $100 mark.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not complaining though because I get trash service. If I want to throw a couch on the curb, they'll come pick it up. I'll put a refrigerator out there, they'll come pick it up. So I can't complain about
the refrigerator to the metal place. They'll give you $15 to $20 for it.
It's don't jinx my refrigerator. It's going bad anyway. But no.
Well, let's get rid of it now.
If anything happens to my refrigerator, it'd be somebody else coming.
Get it for you. It's easy to roll them up on the trailer, take over. I just back it up. It goes right there. Give
It's
me money, honey.
Big thing. You got to get it down the steps into the garage.
It can roll.
Oh,
you don't have to be as careful with it. And you take all the stuff out of it. Like food.
Oh yeah, definitely clean it. Very good, which I would do.
You don't clean it. Not if you're going to dump it.
No,
you remove the stuff that's in there. No need to clean it.
Okay. How much did you get when you took your refrigerator?
I think this last one, I took one from Marty and he got $16 for it. He had a small one.
$16?
It's 2 miles from here to there. But I always have enough other stuff in the trailer. I mean, I load the thing down with all the metal that I get around
Oh,
here.
I see. I'm gonna start bringing you my metal
You
then.
bring it over here, dump it out in the yard here. I just take it once a month or once every 2 months. Take it over there.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Well,
16.
the last refrigerator was one that I moved to several different locations.
Right.
It seemed like from one location 3 or 4 times. But anyway, it finally I said, no, I've had it done. I put it off because Marnie and my son-in-law and my wife said every time, well, why don't you go ahead and put that refrigerator down? I'm still working on it. I just did not want to give up on it.
My refrigerator is going downhill. It's leaking water.
Oh my!
It's it won't. And now when you go to hit the ice button, you'll get chunks of ice. But where I like to get the chopped up ice, that's broken. It's
How
just.
old is it? Oh boy, you can't figure it out. How old were you when you got it?
That's not true.
29.
Let me see. What year is it? 26?
Yeah,
And it
lately.
was before 710. It's probably 15 years old or
You're
so.
end of life.
They don't make them like
They
they used
do
to.
not. They do not. My mom had a freezer here
Right.
in 2015.
Yes.
We finally had to dump it because the compressor gave out. They bought it in 1954.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
And you know how much money we got for that thing when I dumped it?
No.
$135 because it was
I
heavy.
had this
It was heavy.
silent. What happened?
It was noisy. Busy weekend around the world, a world that is becoming scarier with each passing day, as bad as some of us think it is here in the United States, other than our self-induced insanity and failures to clean up our own messes that we've allowed to grow into mountains of mayhem, better off than so many other nations around the world. Most of the issues we have are because of those eligible voters in this country who do not vote. It's not our politicians, it's not our elected officials' fault for anything. If we put them in there, then it's our fault. But if only a small percentage of us, even in a good year, what did they get? 65% of the voters for during a presidential year? 65% is high. We got 11% here in the primary this year in Onslow County. Y'all got nothing to complain about. The results of the elections, the winners might be the same as they are now if everybody voted, but those who do get elected will be able to read the message. A boatload of other people don't actually like them, even if they did win, mathematically speaking. Look at this, the 89% of the people that did not vote in the primary.
Yes. Well,
Those who got elected don't really need to worry, do they?
no, I know we're going to keep pushing it.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
out and vote. When I told you I worked at the 4th of July festival, my booth was right next to Senator Lazar's. We helped each other. And we talked to so many people. And most, I would say the biggest percentage of the people we talked to said, oh, we'll be out there in November. We're going to vote. But where were you during the primary?
Well, you just,
But-
you are now stuck with whoever the majority of the people in the primary voted for
Right.
and whatever party you're in. That you're
You
stuck
know,
with them. It's
I-
your fault.
I'll tell you, and I'm going to put this out, and I know some people are going to go, ugh. But if you're really vested in leaders of this community, of the state, of the U.S. government, and you really want your voice to be heard, get involved in your local political groups. Get involved with doing things, volunteering. You're going to learn so much about how politics really works, and you're going to see.
You might be
How?
running to another country.
You're going to see how important it is to get out and vote.
It is a process. Really.
It is. It took
is-
me years.
It is the political process. And it's unfortunate that through our beginning in what we used to have junior high, 7th grade, beginning the 7th or 8th grade at the very least, they should start not cramming civics down your throat, but trying to find a teacher, one, two at the most, that's all they need, every year to start making it interesting and explaining it in such a way as that people like me, who really at that time didn't care, it was boring. What I was interested in are things like this radio over there, or things like my dive gear, things like my guns I went out shooting with. That's what was my interest. You think I cared about anything else?
Well, I started in junior high because I was invited to join a teenage Republican club.
I wasn't invited to join anything. I was encouraged not to.
And that's how I got invested in it. Of course, then through my years, my career, I worked in the federal government system, and we weren't allowed to go out and do a lot of things because of that position. But as I retired, I no sooner retired and got a phone call, hey, would you please come, blah, 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 join us? And then I got involved in the local party and worked in that for quite a long time.
If teachers, I'm not putting you down because it's not your fault. It's just that the system, whatever the system is, and whoever's in charge, they need to understand that there's a lot more than just reading, writing, and arithmetic. Those are the basics. Basket weaving has no place in the school system. That's what we used to say about, you want to take an elective, take basket weaving. You're going to get an A, period. Not even show up. Not a big deal.
Right.
Take art, whatever. Some people take art because they're interested. Other people take it because it was a class that you get an A in.
Yes. Just that's like home ec.
Show up.
You can't fail home ec.
Well, according to what I've seen about people who are out there not doing very well, and the husbands complaining and wives complaining, it's, of course, in our day, there was only females taking home ec.
Right. When I was in junior high, I don't remember any males taking home ec.
We took it for 1 week when I was in junior high.
Good.
But that was just one of those swap them out type things. They swapped the girls for the boys. The girls went to shop class who were in home ec.
Well, when I was in home ec, we not only did sewing, I made a dress.
We called 9 figures.
We also learned how to balance a checkbook.
In home ec, that's a good thing.
How many youngsters could do that nowadays?
Zero, zilch.
It's like, let me look and see how much.
But for civics, and they should call it something else. I don't know what else. But they could combine that U.S. history. Forget the world history.
Right.
I don't really care as far as our country is concerned about what was going on anywhere else until it impacted us, and then it became U.S. history, as in wars and whatever. But for the civics or whatever else they could call it, you could teach politics, not how to or who to vote for.
Right.
But you could certainly bring in fake ballots or ballots from another state. You go online and get them and show the kids
how
to do that.
In history class.
In history class, we did some things like
Ricky Kraft, I believe.
Kraft.
That was my history teacher. Yes. Very quiet man in class. But
in class, he was quiet.
Yeah, we learned about
him years later, but he wasn't as quiet.
The structure of the government.
Yep.
The structure of politics. Yep. But when my granddaughter was at Topsail Middle School.
Nothing, honey.
I was about to go down there because she was telling me, well, our teacher, and you could tell he was very liberal, and he was teaching them his views, which is wrong.
But if they could make it what I just told you about me.
Right.
Within the first week or so in a civics class or whatever you want to call it, would a teacher not have gone around to forget what the individual's interest is, right? And then you go into whatever the government's about and election.
Right.
And here, let me just explain to you, here's what they do to control what you enjoy.
Right.
Or to enhance what you enjoy. And you could go around the room and find people, but it wouldn't be all about me or any other one individual, but you could go around and you could make it interesting enough as to why it does impact your life.
I agree. I agree. Well, I know now how Tom Austin got to making a good pot of beans.
Yes.
He took home economics in high school
Absolutely.
class.
Uh,
You go, Tom. I'll tell you. That
So
man
good
can-
morning, y'all. I'm Rayford Brown, and we're late, and,
Oh, shoot.
and we welcome you to share a little slice of our lives each weekday from
Yes.
7 until 9 a.m.
All
And we're in
right.
that period of time right now. It's quarter after, coming up on weather already. So, and you are,
I'm Lee Barrels, and good
She's the-
morning,
she's the-
everybody. Happy Monday morning.
we're going to call her Politico. How's that?
No,
From the Politico corner.
no, but we do have
I
some.
want y'all to call us, though. Tom called the other
Politico.
day. He should have been in here that day because he and I were going.
He needs to come in and just come in with us
Yeah,
one
come
morning,
in
Tom.
periodically. Let's, just like the Donkey Man does. Come in and share, because it ain't about us. We're just here as guardians. It's y'all.
David
we don't know about
says
you.
that
Come on, David.
agricultural class, FFA agricultural class was really beneficial for him.
I wish I had taken that, but
Yeah.
here's the thing about me. I wasn't a farmer, but I grew up in the farm with my granddaddy. My
Right.
dad wasn't a farmer, but he grew up closer to it than I did, and he had 50 acres of land, and we were farming it.
Nice.
Just a little 50-acre tract.
I did some
bunch of them.
farming yesterday. I pulled those cucumbers out.
That's what I'm going to do.
They're so bitter tasting.
Yeah. Today's marine forecast: a front that was stalled along the coast over the weekend is moving offshore, as we have seen. A low pressure system has taken over. Along with that, a wind shift to the east and northeast with westerly winds returning by midweek. And more hot weather coming. Today, out to 60 nautical miles, northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas only 2 to 4 feet, but it's not going to be pretty enough to go fishing. But it might be a great day. The fish don't know it's not pretty. There is a chance of thunderstorms continuing. Showers likely, mainly sometime this morning. I'm looking out there. I guess it could happen any moment. Tuesday, tomorrow, northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet. Showers with a chance of thunder boomers in the morning, and then a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Wednesday, northwesterly winds 5 to 10, becoming westerly in the afternoon, seas 2 to 4 feet.
Okay. Land lovers, today, a chance to showers and thunderstorms. High near 85. Northeast wind 3 to 8 miles per hour. The chance of precipitation today is 90%. New rainfall amounts between a half and 3/4 of an inch is
I
possible.
would like it.
Love it. Excuse me. Tonight, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy with a low of 71. Tuesday, excuse me. Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 88. And Wednesday, we're looking at a sunny day with the temperatures climbing back up, high of 93. It's going to get hot, 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 hot. I tell you, just walking out the door and doing something simple, you come back in, you're drenched.
Well, that's.
The heat and the humidity.
I showed you a picture to some of you guys over the weekend from Friday afternoon.
Oh, you look.
After I drove to Wilmington and back, which was fine, air
Right.
conditioning and all that, and saw my friend, and he was doing very well,
Very good.
and so he's getting out and about. But we had lunch with him. He bought us lunch there in his place,
Nice.
and so that was extremely nice. I enjoyed
Nice.
all of the above, and but got back here and got some beverage all the way back, and I went outside. I cut some bushes, hadn't picked them up yet. Little limbs here and there, and some stuff that Robbie says is got to go. And I had mixed up some illegal stuff last week, and you spray it and everything dies. Everything around it dies. You got to be careful where you spray it.
Yeah. Yes.
But
That's true.
don't do it in the wind. And if
No.
you do it in the wind, stand
It's like,
upwind from it.
don't mace somebody in the wind.
Oh yeah,
Lessons learned there
that's,
too.
oh yeah, that's terrible. But anyway, so I did that, and I was absolutely drenched from one end to the other. Came in, about passed out. Then recovered, beverages, went back for more. That was stupid. That was stupid.
Oh,
Don't do that.
it's
Once you start feeling
hot.
bad, go ahead and
Stay in the
call it
house.
a day. Okay, looking around the area, I have radio friends out and about. Lee this morning over in the Woodland, 74 degrees, 94% humidity. 30.41 inches of mercury in her barometer, no wind. And she had more than a half inch, almost 2/3 of an inch of rain, 0.64 inches of rain. That's pretty good.
That's over the whole weekend.
That's okay. That's good. Ward at Cedar Point, 74.7 degrees, 98% humidity, 30.10 inches of mercury, east, northeasterly winds. He said they were very light, more like a little breeze. 1.28 inches of rain. 1.28 inches, exactly double
That's
G.
good rain.
Joe in the borough, just around the corner from over there in Cedar Point, 75 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.05 inches of mercury in his on his barometer, no wind, and 0.21 inches of rain over the weekend.
Go
0.21. But right over there in Cedar Point, it was 1.28.
Yes.
So he got more than an inch more than Joe got. That's the way this weather systems things work.
That's the way rain works.
Let's see, we had, who was that? Oh, yeah, Joe. He went over to Emerald Isle,
Okay. What's the beach looking like?
76 degrees, 98% humidity, and the wind was only about 1 mile per hour out of the north. James in Bladen County, 72 degrees, and
Cool.
it said it was very humid there. Humid. Ken over in Onslow Bay, 75.9 degrees, 89% humidity. Richard in Jones County over there in Maysville this morning, he was just zipping along, 73 degrees, 100% humidity, 30.06 inches of mercury, but it was falling, cloudy. He said you could see about 8.1 mile, that was the visibility, and he had a little over a quarter inch of rain, 0.27 inches.
Yeah.
Dale this morning in River Bend reported 74 degrees, 99% humidity, 29.97 inches of mercury. It was calm, and he had 1.16 inch of rain over the weekend. Southwest area, Randy, 73 degrees, 99% humidity, 30.03 inches of mercury. Kind of calm, but he had over the weekend. Drum roll.
Checking the weather radar.
2.19 inches of rain in Southwest. Wow. And then Bill checked in from the borough, 73.9 degrees, 95% humidity, 29.72 inches of mercury. And he had very light breeze out of the east. And he had a 1/10 of an inch. Now, Ed in Jacksonville.
Who?
Ed,
Hello, Ed.
3.5 inches of rain.
What?
That's what he was saying this morning when you got here, 3.5 inches of rain. Wow. Ed, build an ark. Get
Oh, my
going.
goodness.
You're going to need it.
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, here in the studio, it's currently 75 degrees and 99% humidity, and it feels
Feels like
don't know.
you.
Anyway, 30.0 inches of mercury. I'll check this rain. Well, I got to go recalibrate this unit here.
Yes, yes. Your Accurite is not acting
good.
right.
It's inaccurate, right? Inaccurate.
It's inaccurate.
Non-accurate.
Yes, yes. Well, just check weather radar. We do have some rain. That looks like we're going to get a little bit more rain this morning. So hopefully, yes, that rain was where some of us didn't get a lot. Some of us got a whole bunch. It did help with the grass and the garden. And
Now, the big news, we got two major
I know
stories talking about local news and North Carolina news and regional news and national news. All of the above is related to two major events that occurred this weekend.
Yes,
Two
you're absolutely
major
right.
events. I was up all night Saturday night, but in the wee morning hours, the word started filtering about a senator, a U.S. senator, who had passed away. Well, I
So
thought they were
sad.
talking immediately about McConnell, right?
I did too.
Because everybody's been waiting.
Well, there's people posting
Some
that.
people posted the wrong stuff. Some
Yeah,
broadcasters put it on the air. They posted it one or the other by mistake.
mm-hmm.
Be careful when you start hitting that send
Oh
button.
yeah, they posted his obituary, and they had it written up, and saved in the archives for when he passed, because we're
Yeah.
all going to go sometime, but he's had so many health issues. So they went ahead and wrote it up and had it ready to where all they had to do was hit a key. And somebody published it anyway.
Yeah, by mistake, no doubt. But anyway, Senator Lindsey Graham, he's been in office as a senator since 2003, was it? Yep,
I believe so.
He was a congressman before that. In fact, he was leading the charge as part of the investigation. What do they call them? Managers for the impeachment of Bill Clinton. And he was fairly new as a congressman at the time. He had not been there 30, 40 years like so many have. But he was one of those higher ups there in the Clinton case. So he was not a favored person.
Yeah, you're right. 2003.
Anyway, he's Senator Graham had been there for that long. Well respected, evenly hated, but still respected.
Right.
People did not like his politics. They did not like the way, and they got upset when he got really PO'd. And I saw a clipping in the wee morning hours while I was looking at it. What was he mad about?
Was that over the Brett Kavanaugh's hearing?
That's the one.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I remember seeing that to begin with.
Oh,
I
yes.
watched
that. Yeah.
I thought the paint was going to peel off my
He was hot.
He was so bad.
You should be
during that
ashamed of
time.
yourselves. And
We did not
yelling.
do that to you. Turned looked at the Democrat. We did not do that for your nominees. You just don't. I mean, he went off.
He was lit. He
was-
definitely.
He was anything but nice. If he had had a heart condition at that time, it would have been done. So anyway, he passed away Saturday night, some 10 o'clock-ish, according to most of the reports out there. I've come to the conclusion with all news, I look at least at 4 places, and if I can get a general consensus with 3, that's what I go with.
Yes,
It's kind
exactly.
of like the hurricane bottles. But
Oh, yes.
yeah, just
If the stick is missing, we
Yeah.
have a hurricane.
There you go.
Right.
But anyway, he died. It's cardiac something. What caused it? Everybody's going to die of a heart attack. All right.
Heart failure, yes.
Yeah, heart
Eventually, your
failure.
heart just
That's
stops.
heart
right.
attack, heart failure, whatever you want
Right.
to call it. When your heart
Mhm.
quits, it's a heart attack, as far as I'm concerned. So that is going to be a cause of death. What caused your heart to have a problem? That is what they're waiting to find out. They're reasonably sure it was an aortic something.
Rupture, right.
And if it had happened, as somebody else had said, he probably could not have been saved if he had been in the operating room, ready to perform whatever.
A surgeon on Fox News said that had he been in the same room with him, more than likely he would not have been able to save him. It's one of those, like if it ruptures, you more or less have to be on the table in the operating room to
Open
stand
up
a
and
chance.
ready to go.
Right.
And,
Right.
you know,
It's just one of those things.
I was privy to one of those things, unfortunately,
Yes, you were.
4 years ago. And no autopsy was done, but everyone, given the description that the 3 of us gave at the hospital and everywhere else, there's no way that anyone would have saved him.
Right, exactly.
It
And-
was instantaneous. I mean, we're talking about a second or 2 or 3 at the most.
Well, his father died at the age of 69, which puts, Lindsay
High
right close to
risk.
the same for heart disease, and had a massive heart attack then. So, and it is hereditary. And it could happen to anybody at any time. And when it happens, boom.
If you don't, I don't know if there are any, in a lot of situations with heart, if you've had the warning,
Do my EKG right now.
if you've had the warning, because of
Right.
an issue or whatever, and they tell you what not to do, they don't tell you what to do most often, except get exercise, reasonable exercise. But here's what you don't do. You don't eat a lot of bacon.
Mm-hmm.
You don't you put grease in your car, not in your gut.
I love
You
bacon.
don't do this. You don't do that. There's a whole lot of don'ts.
Right.
It's like we used to growing up as a kid, not as growing up, I never did. But when we go to Emerald Isle and we took the ferry, yes, I'm that old. There was a ferry that connected the Cedar Point area to Emerald Isle or the south end. If you wanted to drive all the way, you went all the way from here to Moorhead, drove all the way across the 2-lane drawbridge, all down that long stretch of highway, all the way back down to where you started from. That was a mile away, right across the river. But the sign that they had erected over there, a big one, welcome to Emerald Isle. Do not, and then it was do not build fires, do not do this, do not drive on the dunes, do not. We called it the town of no. Do not, period. No camping, no open fires, no this, no that. Obviously, they had a reason for it, I'm sure, because they didn't have a whole lot of support over there to protect that area.
Right. Well, I just, right now, it's being put out that it's probable that he had an aortic rupture. Of course, that's their preliminary right now, but they still have to get back the toxicology test and all that. That's all normal and part of an autopsy.
So again,
Rayford,
now,
I'm going to tell you.
What caused the rupture?
It could have been that he had very thin
what they
things,
what they're doing for you conspiracy folks out there.
Some conspiracies.
They're checking to make sure they're eliminating anything that could have caused his medical condition.
Right.
Because you can induce things, you know that. We all know that, and we know where he was. But do not draw any conclusions from that. There were a whole lot of other people there too. Did they come back here and die? No.
Well, you sent a message at 6:00 Saturday morning. Lindsey Graham died. And the only thing my mind would comprehend right then and there was Mitch McConnell. Because, we've all been anticipating or thinking, or because there's been no communication about his illnesses or why he was hospitalized.
He's messing with us.
But, and then I was like, wait a minute. That does not read Mitch McConnell. And then you said Lindsey Graham, and I was like, what? So I turned right to the news and started catching up. He looked
to be like in the picture of health every time I saw him.
Yes. And I've always liked Lindsey Graham. I have always, well, at one time,
he ran against him in 2016.
He did. Graham was very against Donald Trump.
Well, he was running for president on the Republican ticket.
But since then, they have become very good friends. In fact, Trump said he spoke to Lindsey on Friday night.
Friday night or
Saturday is when he passed away. Saturday. Well, actually, whatever. Friday
they called EMS at 10 o'clock.
They called him at 8:28.
8:28.
Yeah, 8:28 p.m. is when EMS was called, and supposedly they started CPR and took him straight to the hospital, but it was already too late. So I don't know all the details; they'll all come out. But Trump had spoke to him previously on that evening, and he said, Lindsey said, "Man, I feel great. I'm just tired. I'm so tired because he just came back from Ukraine. Yeah, he was in Ukraine Friday,
just flying back and spending that much time on a freaking airplane, there and back, and dealing with got a lot of rest."
And a cardiologist said that you don't understand, you don't realize how much pressure your heart takes when you're on a long flight like that, because you're not getting the proper oxygen level.
You're not.
And plus you're sitting most of the time.
Yes.
So,
that's bad for your legs.
It's just, he died, it appears, from heart issue.
Yep.
But the conspiracy theories and the hateful things that people are saying, that not all people, but it's horrible.
I have not looked at social media except I made a post on several this weekend, but no, I don't go trolling.
All right, and David just brought up a good point, and I was going to mention it because John Ritter, the famous Three's, he died. That's what happened to him. Mm-hmm. He had an aortic rupture.
Yep.
Same thing. But because Lindsey Graham's a politician, the conspiracy theorists are already saying, the government killed him.
No,
You know, when he was in Ukraine, somebody slipped him something.
maybe the Russian government killed him because they're everywhere, and you know how they are.
Mm-hmm.
But no, there is no indication that any of that happened. I don't know how tight his security was, but you can rest assured it was fairly tight.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
So he was being told where to go and what to do because he's high profile and he was in a foreign land where we should not be comfortable, and we're not.
Well, you know, we all want to think that every one of us and those that lead our country, those that are our neighbors, us ourselves, we all want to think that we're going to live to a ripe old age of 100 or more.
I'm already old.
You know, you don't know what goes on inside of a person's body. I mean, he could have been going for regular physical checkups every year and nothing showed.
That's right.
You know, it's just what it is.
You know, he was in the picture of health until he wasn't.
Yes.
And it happened that fast.
Yes. And that's basically what it was. To me, I think it's a great loss.
Oh, God, yes.
He was so adept he was on the foreign committee, and he was so good at what he did there and going to other countries and talking to them. I mean, they showed Friday him with Zelensky shaking hands and patting each other on the back, and Lindsay looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Everything he comes back, and boom, this is what happens. So it was just very, very sad to hear that. It was such a shock for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a real quick nuts and bolts here. There's now immediately an opening in the U.S. Senate.
Right.
Okay. Grab his spot. The governor will be appointing someone. It's not can. He will be doing it. He's the one who can. That's the way their system in South Carolina is set up. He and he alone makes that decision. Obviously, he's going to get advice from everybody in the Republican Party, and Donald Trump is going to be leading that charge. I don't know whether he gets along with Trump or not.
It's the way it works.
But it's going. That's the way it's going to be. That person will be an interim senator, okay, and may or may not want the job permanently. Maybe just somebody as a placeholder to be able to work and do what's got to be done until the election comes up in November. But the Republicans now do not have a nominee. They have not. Well, they're going to have to pick somebody. Now, here's the way it can work. They can have a special election, and it could be at the same time or near or before or after the election in November.
No.
They're
going to go ahead.
I don't know what they're going to do, but they can do it whenever they want to. They don't have to do it. That's the way it can do, as they call it, a special election, because of November. And since there will be no senator, there will be an interim, and that's all he is or she. They can wait until after that election and then hold a special election. And whoever wins that will be the one that would be the senator to fill that entire term. Period. They likely will hold it beforehand, according to what the politicals are saying. But if they hold it beforehand, he will still be the interim. And how long does that happen?
Well, primarily what happens is they hold a special election. They'll do it the second Tuesday after the vacancy occurs. And I think the work's already starting now to hold that special election. So who wins that special election will go into the November general election as the candidate for the Republican side. So we'll see what happens. There's already a lot of talk on possibilities of who may run for that. It's going to be interesting to see. I know Congressman Ralph Norman's name was thrown out there. I would not like to see that personally, because then that leaves a slot in the House. Of course,
if the governor doesn't fill that vacancy, right?
No.
In the House.
Oh, well, If it's a Republican.
No, I don't think, but I don't, does the governor fill House
Uh,
vacancies? I know he does it in South Carolina. He does for the Senate vacancies. See, here's the issue for the Republicans, not the issue for the country, which is going to impact the country, but
yes, he does. No, Senate. Okay.
the Senate he does.
I said House, and they telling me Senate.
Well, that's because it's AI. They don't understand the difference.
Yeah, right now it says Governor Henry could appoint a temporary replacement to serve until January 3rd, 2027. That's to cover
That's the interim.
the vacancy created by the passing of Lindsey Graham. If the vacancy happened less than 100 days before the general election, the appointment would extend until January 3rd of the next. Oh, yeah, we already know that. We already talked about that. But let me see. What does it say about the House?
Our vacancies, I think, is done by the House, but I'm not sure.
Well, I think it's state by state. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, it says no. The governor of South Carolina does not appoint
so.
a temporary U.S. House representative to fill a vacancy. It says the U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 2, Clause 4 states that when vacancies happen in representation from any state, the executive authority thereof, usually the governor, must issue writs of election to fill the vacancy through a election. But it says there is no constitutional provision for appointing a temporary House member. Instead, the vacancy is filled by election in the congressional district of the former representative. So they would have a special election.
Would there be a time frame on that? Do they have to do it immediately? I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I know they have to do it within so many days, but because I know that when Walter Jones passed away, he passed away in February, and it was can't remember the date. I remember we had a special election. There was like 16 people, 17 people.
There was a special election, but then there was a primary.
Well, we had the special election.
Because Murphy won the special election, right?
Yes, he did.
And then Murphy had to run in the primary.
That's right, he did.
To be the nominee. And then he had to run off. So that was 1, 2, 3 elections before he was. He had to run 4 times that year.
I was when they had that runoff. I was at the poll. There was only one poll open. I was there from opening to closing every single day, with the exception of the day that the whole county closed down because we were supposed to have a hurricane that day. That never happened. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh, I remember that well. Like, what? Where'd it go?
They paid attention to the wrong model. Mm-hmm. You know how those models are. They'll lead you astray.
The timing and procedures are set by state law, and the special election is held to choose a successor until the next regular election. So I'd have to, we can ask Senator Lazar tomorrow when he comes in.
Yeah, Senator Lazar, North Carolina Senator.
He's much smarter than I am.
And he's more astute in all this stuff than we are.
Yes.
Okay. Especially me. Lee's got firsthand knowledge because she's worked inside the system. I've worked against the system. She's worked inside. I'm kidding. I don't work against it. I challenge it. I want to challenge all systems. I want people to do it like it's supposed to be done.
I have to research that more tonight too.
But anyway, that's what's going to happen. Don't know anything about funeral arrangements. Likely to be fairly private, but it's not going to be, can't be told because this is going to be, there may be two systems, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Tom says, does the Republican Party get to submit some names for the governor to choose from? Anybody can submit a name, but it's, there's nothing that says he has to choose from that political party's list. So more than likely it's one of those, filed away as soon as they get it. File it.
So anyway, that's the confused political process that's going to occur.
Yeah, and
so try to keep up with it and watch the bouncing ball.
I still think the U.S. House representatives, their term should be more than 2 years. Go to 4. And then alternate them
Got to
like,
change the Constitution.
well, it can be done. But
can be
I
done.
just think it's a waste. 2
They're
years.
always campaigning.
They're always campaigning.
They're everywhere. Everything they do, they've got to be campaigning. That's why they get so many vacations, so they can go campaign. Money.
Well, we're paying them to campaign.
Well, they're
on the
they
job.
got to raise money. They got to do this. They
Right.
got to do that. Yeah.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, they get a salary, and it's a salary. It's not an hourly rate. It's a salary.
Yep.
So if they're not in Congress, they're out there campaigning.
Getting paid.
See, so, and I think that 2 years is not long enough
And
to
if they're-
make
and
a
if they're not out there
dent.
campaigning, they're still getting paid.
The only way that a U.S. congressman can make a difference is if you reelect him, so he can continue with what he was doing.
If he was doing anything that was worth a crap, then that's
Right.
what we should do.
Right.
But and that it's kind of like at primaries. That's where we, the people, get to say, this guy really sucks. Let's see if we can't find this other dude, put him in there, let him run against whatever the other party is. Then you can get the whole country or a whole state or a whole district or whatever involved. But the primary is where it's most important, not the most important, but it's as important as election, people, because you can eliminate somebody who may be really good if you don't go out there and vote.
Right.
If you fail to vote, you either eliminate somebody because a very small interest group, like in a ward, in a city, or a county, could put somebody in there with a very small group of people, not representative of the entire state or the entire House district or the whatever.
Well,
That's what occurs.
I'm sure before the end of the week, they'll make an announcement of a special election. We'll already have names being thrown at us who might be interested in it or
Is
who
my name on
should.
the
Or,
list?
you can't.
Why?
I'm sorry, not unless you move to South Carolina.
I mean, I got roots in South Carolina. Remember,
Yeah,
that's where my mom was from.
Oh boy.
I got
You got
people. I
roots.
got people. I can get an address.
Oh yeah, anybody can get a dress.
I mean, where that good that I've been there for a long time. This is
Okay,
one.
Jerome.
This is my room right here.
Sorry, Jerome.
This is my room. Every now and then I stay there.
Right.
I don't. Right now, we got another issue. We haven't eliminated the issue yet, but I think we're on the way. And I think just one morning here, every hour by hour on Saturday night, going into Sunday morning and throughout Sunday, I was doing spot checks while I was doing other stuff.
Right.
Is Iran still breathing? That was the only thing I was asking myself. And it's right now it's getting more difficult. I want you to think about this. This is a bit of a commentary, but it's getting more and more and more difficult and confusing trying to find out who is actually in charge of anything these days. Who? Forget about the United States, because I'm almost convinced that no one who has been elected is running anything in this country. That those who have been appointed or hired are being directed by those behind curtain number one. Somebody else is yanking their chain. Not that it's a bad thing. They call them advisors or whatever, because that's what they do. That's what they're supposed to do. I've heard sailors' tales about ships running around without a rudder. But in all honesty, even as much as I've been aboard a few ships and a lot of boats, I've never experienced that kind of scary pleasure on a course that you don't know where you're going because you don't have a rudder. That's where all of that comes from. But here we are. In a vast sea of uncertainty, in a world where the man that we elected as our president, a man who has been targeted by assassins several times, is now being threatened by the son of the ex-supreme leader of Iran. He's being threatened. His life is being threatened. Donald Trump's life has been threatened several times, and people have tried. Now we got a group of thugs And the son of the thug in charge, who is now nothing but a small bit of DNA, he's threatening. He's threatening our president to kill him. He's the terrorist and thug in charge right now. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Y'all call it what you want. Khomeini is what I call him because he is mean.
This is a meeting.
That was that's the guy that was in charge.
Yes.
He's dead. We blew him up.
Right.
We in Israel, bang.
Dust.
Scrape up some DNA, let's verify it.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. Israeli airstrike on his Tehran compound back in February. Wake up, goodbye. The son of the thug, Mojtaba Khomeini, vowed to avenge his father's death. His saber rattling has irritated President Trump, who has become increasingly weary of the ongoing threats against his life. He sent a note back to the son of the thug. Hey, doofus. I'm going to let the rest of the world know right now that a threat or an attempt on my life will result in 1,000 missiles already on launch pads aimed at you being sent downrange. Can you imagine 1,000 missiles programmed to go where we want them to go in Iran? Will there be anything left?
Nope.
Such a barrage would, without any doubt, reduce Iran, a big chunk of it, to rubble. The collateral damage would be catastrophic. The reaction from the rest of the world would not be of our liking. I see Trump's point, but put that aside for a minute. Is that the best way to play this hand? As one person, one man, not the importance of a president, me. I question whether my life should not be worth just as much as Donald Trump's. Maybe not to him or to you or most other people, but maybe not to anybody but me. What about the lives of Americans' heroes who have died while we played tiddlywinks, refusing to take action against the thug and all who step up to fill his slippers over the past years? Since 1979, we've been dealing with this. Ayatollah held a bunch of our people captive. We tried to do a rescue mission, and 2 helicopters that we sent collided, killed a bunch of Marines. There are those in Congress who say the president has acted unlawfully because he did not get the approval of the lovely bunch who fill those seats in the Capitol. He's already been called a war criminal by our side. Can you blame the president for fighting back with words, threatening to eliminate Iran? That's what I've done. I said that's what we should do. We just send notes over, airdrop leaflets all over to the good people out there, out yonder. Y'all need to pack a bag, get your go bag going, and when you hear the sirens going off, you need to leave your area.
Yeah. Well,
Knowing, what would you do if you were the president like here? Knowing that at this point in your life, you will never, ever get the approval of Congress unless a missile comes in through a window at the Capitol when they're in session. That's the only way you'll ever get their approval to do anything. How long can we continue this charade? Putting up with stalling tactics, attempts on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz? They did it again. That's why we sent missiles back to tell them that was not nice. Is there a way we can walk back this whole mess? Can we just stop it? Put a reset button out there? Should we? Or would that just be kicked down the road a little bit? We still got to walk down there. Are we facing an ultimate reality check, regardless of what we do? Is doing nothing a sign of weakness? That's a question for you. If we don't do anything, is that a sign of weakness? And they say, well, they don't care. Look, we can do what we want to do, and they do. Is that not anything but continued hatred for the United States and Israel? Do you doubt that given any small opportunity that Iran would launch attacks against the United States?
Well, shoot.
Do you think son of thug is emboldened when he gets Trump to acknowledge his existence, even if it's to promise him the death of 1,000 missiles? Do you think that he cares about anything except
I'm tired of talking about
being a
it.
jerk?
Just the whole
We're
thing.
tired of talking about it.
Yes.
I'm tired of talking about it. But what are we doing about it?
I think there's a lot more going on than what we know. I don't know. I thought about it last night. Should we go in there and wipe them off the face of the earth? And then
I don't
I'm
know.
thinking about
What's your thoughts?
so many innocent people that don't deserve to be bombed. And I just don't know. I no decisions here on my part. I'm just like, every time they say, oh, it's a ceasefire, I'm like, yeah, okay.
I know.
24 hours. Yeah, all this weekend bombing.
They just want to reload. That's all.
But I will tell you, Rayford, that there was a lot of rumors coming out of that area this weekend. And I posted it in our comments. Go to US CENTCOM, CENTCOM
Yep.
on it, because they're continuously posting stuff. That is the official government site there for what's happening, because there was reports that we had troops killed. There was reports that we had bases blown up, and CENTCOM was putting out statements going, none of that is true. We have accounted for every military person over there.
We did get
And
hit in other places where we have troops. Nobody was killed.
they said absolutely nobody was killed. They have accounted for everybody. So because there's so much, and I'm going to say garbage on social media being put out
That's not what you really wanted to say, but yes, you're right.
something like caca, but it's just so much misinformation put out there. I was just like, while sitting here this morning looking at Mitch McConnell in a coffin, where somebody said, finally, the details have been released. And this was a website news organization, which I've never heard of, made up.
So,
I mean,
so it's
there
not
is
really
just,
a news group.
it's just garbage.
Yeah.
And with AI now, which enhances everything, like,
I saw you with, what was it, a cigarette and a beer?
yeah, thank you,
Cigarette
Chris
or something?
Miller. Yeah,
Good
I
job,
mean,
Chris.
I know. I mean, Chris is good at doing stuff like that. But I just, you just have to sit back and let things unfold. And if you research the good, like, I know probably people are going to say, Fox News. If Fox News doesn't have the death of Mitch McConnell on it, then more than likely it's not happened. You've got Fox News, you've got Political, you've got The Hill, you've got CNN, you've got
Here's what,
MSNBC. If they are not putting out stories,
when
then
they're all waiting for a situation, to the
Right.
they do that for not just with the McConnell thing, but they want the latest information, and they all want to get it first for whatever reason. What difference does it make? Not in the long run, it makes it good. Because if you're watching whichever network you want to watch,
right.
you're going to get it whenever they put it out, and it may not have been from the other people. Here's the bad thing: the networks today, a lot of them will say, according to ABC News, one of the wire networks, one of the just the online
Right.
network, they will say things like they will attribute it. Their story will be attributed to another network,
Right.
to one of the mainstream networks.
Yes.
Quite
yes.
often. Sometimes they don't give them credit, but it's them.
Going back to Lindsey Graham, the president has ordered flags at half-staff until Saturday at 6 p.m. That's the federal proclamation. Now, whether our government puts out, or our governor puts out one, I don't know. But it's your choice whether or not
you
you
can
want
do
to
it.
lower your. But this is for federal buildings, effective. It was effective yesterday through July 18th, Saturday at 6 p.m.
Mhm.
So just to let you know, if you see a lot of flags half-staff.
That's what
And we had
that's what-
another person, you probably want to know who this is, Sam Neill.
How about
He's an
that?
actor.
Yeah,
He played the doctor in Jurassic Park.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he passed away at the age of 78 over the weekend. A great
Oh,
actor
another
from
young
New
guy.
Zealand. Well, he had a blood disorder, cancerous type, and
Okay.
was cancer-free at the time of his death. So 78 years of age, but a great actor, Sam Neill. I heard that this morning. I was like, no.
What would you guys do with the Iran situation if you were the president? If you were in Congress, if you would you lead a charge to let's go ahead in there and take care of business? What would you do? Is there enough that he's threatened this leader over there, the son of the thug, as threatened to kill? Said that's a mission. I want to kill Trump. I want to kill. What should we do? You
That's
know what Bill
question.
Clinton did when they threatened, when the idiots threatened to kill George Bush? He wasn't president. He had already been replaced by Clinton.
Right.
Clinton sat in planes and bombed the crap out of them.
Well, I think that regardless of who the president is, that if someone tried to assassinate our president from a foreign country, right, you better watch out because we're going to lock and load. We're coming after you.
How far do we let them get? I mean, do we let them get the first shot?
No, we don't do anything. I mean, we protect our president. Regardless of who is the president, you protect him.
So we're not going to do anything unless they take a shot.
And so as far as them making threats, I mean, what can you do? Go drop a bomb because you made a threat?
Have. Bill Clinton did.
Well, then do it. Let's do it.
Nobody complained about that. They said, well, look at that. He's a Democrat. He ran against him. He beat him. And still, they threatened Bush, who wasn't the president anymore. So Bill Clinton, the president, a Democrat, let's go bomb him. And they did. We did. And
Well,
nobody said a dang thing about it on the negative side.
Well,
Where were you with Lady Loonies at that time? Huh?
I think there's so much been put out. That's I don't know, Rayford. I sat there and I thought about this last night late. As president, what would I do? I don't have an answer for that. I'm not trained enough. I don't know enough. I could not make that decision.
Capable of doing it. Who we got?
Tim.
Is
No,
it-
it's Marty. I'm sorry. Hello, Marty.
Marty, call back. I got a dial tone. Marty. BR549. That's the number, Marty. Do 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 do. A do 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 do. Do 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 do. I guess he'll call back. Maybe he got a wrong number. That could be it.
Could be. I just don't know what the answer is. I'm not
How
in the know.
Is that it, Marty again?
Yes.
Do I have Marty or a dial tone? It's Marty. Good
It's
morning.
Marty. Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Lee Machado there, good bud. Loud and clear.
Yeah, I had a little technical difficulties out here in the middle of the woods.
Oh, what are you doing in the middle of the woods? Is there a bear around, and does he do what people say?
Going back to Kaka.
I know one thing, I'm not messing with those bison. You see that video over the weekend?
No.
Of the bison?
Yes.
Yeah,
Wasn't that one where the
bull
cop,
bison.
the cop had somebody stopped and that thing came out of nowhere and it was attacking both of them?
I don't know. Was it attacking them because
Yeah.
they were just
No,
there?
he was,
I know what the end result was, but how did it start?
I don't know if he was just rolling around. At one point, the bull was rolling around in the dust like bison do.
Yeah.
And there was two people like 50, 60 yards behind him just staring at him. I guess he got mad because he was staring at him because he chased that older man and bucked him up about 8 foot in the air.
That's a different one than what I saw.
Do not stare at a bison. They will get you.
But on a lighter note, the reason I called, I want to wish my wife, your daughter, a happy anniversary. It's the big 2-4 today.
Well, happy anniversary to you
2-4.
both.
Yeah. Congratulations. Both
Yeah.
of you. God, I guess it was around this time, wasn't it? Whew.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that day. You know what I remember about that? The reception? 1,000 Krispy Kreme donuts. It seemed like that's what it was anyway. Where I turned to donuts stacked made a cake out of donuts.
Well, inflation's hit pretty hard. That was probably just $100 worth of donuts.
Yeah,
Now,
pretty much.
$100,
Yeah,
get you a dozen.
yeah, pretty much. Used to get a dozen donuts for 50 cents. Krispy Kreme, 50 cents
No,
for a
I
dozen.
want Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I did too.
But our anniversary falls on their anniversary when they opened back in 1930 something, I think. 39
Really?
something. Yeah.
So that's why you picked that date?
Yes, we did.
Candy, I'm ashamed of you, Candy. I'm just kidding. God. Well, that's amazing. That's been 20 years ago, 15 years ago now.
A long time.
Yeah. God, you'll have a silver anniversary coming up, won't you? Was it next year, or year
Mhm.
after?
Next year.
Next year is the 25th. Oh God, we got to
Yeah.
start planning something. I think,
Yeah.
can we get some silver colored toilet paper somewhere so we can TP your house?
Right
If it
before
don't
it
rain the
rains.
morning it has this year, it won't make a mess.
You can just roll it up and use it, right?
Right before it
Yeah.
rains.
We'll say thank you.
Yeah. Trying to think, we'll have to do something.
Well, happy anniversary.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, that's good. Well, got any
You
big
bet.
plans, or she just both of you working?
What, for today?
Yeah,
We're working.
yeah.
She's got to start saving if she wants to do something a year from now.
So if you want to, are you going to go to dinner tonight? You're going to cook for her or what?
She asked me the last night. I said, whatever is the easiest.
Take out.
Hardee's does not
Easy
count.
for you. She hates me when I say that.
Yes.
Whatever the easiest for you, baby.
I get what I say. What? Here's my response. Not from me, but to me. You have any ideas what you'd like for dinner tonight? Oh, what are my choices? Oh, crap. What do I say? How do you respond to that?
You would say, I don't know, honey. Let's think about it. Would you like some takeout? Do you want to go for Chinese? Do you want to go for a steak? Should we go get a sub? Should we just make macaroni and cheese at home?
Well, no matter
You have to
what
offer something.
So this is what I actually said
God.
last night when she named all them things off. I said,
women stick together.
it don't matter to me as long as I'm with you.
Oh,
So-
okay. Good answer,
so-
Marty. I
so-
give it to you. Good
So
answer.
you needed fertilizer for your garden, right?
Good
That's what
answer.
it sounds like. You're just preparing for your next garden.
Wow.
You can write those. Do you write for that? What is it? Hallmark cards?
Yeah, part-time.
I figured as much. It sounds like it.
No, instead of going and buying an expensive Hallmark card, make your own.
Yeah.
That means more to a woman than a $7-8 card that says blah 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 blah,
then
and you sign it love
And
blah
then you
blah
put it
blah.
up there on the dresser and leave it there, and then you do it because you should throw it away right away, but you don't because you're afraid you will offend the other person. Throw it down, you throw it away.
It's the other little things that you do. It's just like I used to take my lipstick and write on the mirror, happy anniversary or happy birthday or love you. Do it first thing in the morning, then go to work. And so when he goes into the bathroom to get ready for work, that's what he sees on the mirror. It's the little things like that that you can do that make, Tim Thomas, the expert.
You're going to have to listen to this one.
St. Valentine is calling in. Happy
right.
anniversary,
Yeah.
Marty.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
Candy.
thank you, Marty.
I was about to say Kelly.
Oh, Timmy, I'm sure you've got some advice, right?
Oh my God, cousin Marty, I have more faith in you in that. I mean, you just trying to. I don't know if you were trying to get out of the doghouse or trying to stay out of the doghouse because there's something you want to buy.
It's
when you said
preventative
that as long as-
medicine. Preventative medicine.
PM.
You know what it is,
Not
Tim?
right.
24 years,
What?
you should know by now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
crap.
yeah, right. Well, the thing about it is, as long as she don't try to cook him shrimp and grits like she tried to cook her daddy a while back and they might burn the kitchen up, everything's going to be all right.
But the grits and shrimp are real good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were, but she like burnt the kitchen up trying to fix it. For him. That was love.
She can get it. I mean, Marty can paint. He can do it. Do the kitchen.
Yeah, well, that's what
happened.
That's what I got Marty for.
Yep.
Okay.
See, she thinks
Cousin
like her
Marty,
dad.
I commend. Yeah, cousin Marty, I commend you, son. I declare, I do. But yeah, that was one of the most perfect lines that a married man will ever say. It don't matter as long as I'm with you. I'm so proud of him.
We're on to y'all.
I am.
Would that work for you, Lee?
What?
No.
Would that have been a good one for you for your husband to give you?
You know the side eye that I give you occasionally?
Oh God, the skank eye.
Yeah, the skink eye. There would definitely be an eye roll in that. But it's sweet. You know.
So, okay, we're going to find out from an expert here. You ready?
God.
What is the best line that you had for your anniversary?
Coming from him? Coming from him, it would be, honey, don't worry about it. I'm going to cook dinner myself. You just relax. Or, honey, don't worry about it. I'm taking you out to dinner.
And you like
that might be for Marty, but not for me.
Why?
And I've had two lines before, and one of them is "You're my favorite arm candy."
Oh God!
And the other one is "Forever is not enough." But yes, it is too. But,
see, now you could write that on a piece of paper and make your own card, and that would mean something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ask for much anyway. I mean, I very little. I just go do it myself or what have you. I mean, I can wash my own clothes. I can cook. I can do whatever I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But my mama taught me. Now, I'm telling you, she told me she didn't want me to have a woman, but for one thing, and I'm gonna say it lightly, companionship. See,
Mama.
There you are, Lee. You thought I was gonna be dirty-minded, but no.
He is.
Yeah, I know. That's why I love her so much. That's why I love you, Lee.
That's what they call a double entendre.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I love my Lee. She's my sweetheart.
How would you now? Let's get away from that garbage for a minute.
Okay.
How would you, if you were the president, the man in charge, and you really thought that I need to go in there and eliminate this stuff? All we're doing is putting Band-Aids on, with the severed limb, and Band-Aids are not going to stop the bleeding. It's going to continue. You're thinking to yourself that. Then you go to members of Congress, try to get them on your side. How would you convince a significant majority, if it's just a small percentage of people who vote for it, because you got a pretty even split in the House? If you got a 60 or 70%, I would feel comfortable. But if you've got 52%, 51% voting to, yes, Mr. President, we need to go to war with Iran and we need to beat them to a pulp. But how would you go about making sure that our congressional leaders and then all of Congress, as much as you can, would be voting for whatever you want to happen in a case like this? And do you exactly know what you want to happen? What do you want to happen, Timmy?
I would like to stand up and tell Congress, if we don't do something about it now, and we need to go to war now and take care of this problem, they're going to bring it to us. Henceforth, 9/11, U.S. coal.
Yes.
We got to stop it now. Now, what I personally would like to do is go over there and just flatten it out, call Barnhill over there with some asphalt, just make a parking lot out of the whole country.
That'd be hot asphalt.
Yes, sir. And but now that's me. And the people, that's too extreme. And I know innocent lives are going to suffer.
It's called collateral damage.
Exactly. But the thing about it is, I would have to die for if I was in that situation, I would die for my country because I would want to overthrow it. And if there's enough people out there disgusted with it, try to overthrow the country. You've let them have too much power to start with. And there's a way. Well, there's a will, there's a way. Look at the United States of America. We sure did get rid of England. and we got rid of the French and
took a piece of
and
paper
during
and
the
said
French and
we declare
Yeah.
that we're better than you, and we're not going to abide by any of your crap, and don't try to tax us.
Right,
Try
and
to
then we
tax
went
us
to
anymore.
war.
And then we said, and
Yeah.
here's what we're going to do. Bang,
Yeah, and they did it. They did it twice.
bang, bang.
They did it. Yeah, they did it twice.
Yep.
And it finally learned them. The thing, but I can't. You can't. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that's just all it is. They'll sit there and they'll be oppressed. You can go back and even go as far back as between the Egyptians and the Hebrews. They were up. The Egyptians oppressed the Hebrews until Moses let them out, and all this stuff. But they were oppressed for all that time. Other people had been oppressed over the years.
Yes.
Look at the Jews were oppressed in Germany, and
Yes.
war started, and now there it is.
But
You cannot be oppressed.
Yeah, we have African Americans in this country and in other countries who are being held against their will, and they were oppressed. They couldn't do what they would like to do.
Yeah,
I mean,
and you're right.
and some people
And
said,
even after the
well, look how
Yeah,
we treated them so well. Though, look what we did for them. But you know what? You got dogs, and you treat them well too. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. Treat them
It's
right,
true.
but in the case of people, you treat them like people. But,
Well, I listen to a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of this. I listen to a lot of stuff, and I'm looking at stuff that black people are putting out. A lot of people are not saying we're African American anymore. We're just American, and so they're moving over, and they're finally listening to what's been told to them all these years. You're really not African American. You're American. You were born here. Your ancestors came here. They came here in handcuffs, and you hear people get so mad about, oh yeah, the slaves. Well, the first slaves that were brought over here were Irish children. Nobody talks about that. And if you really want to feel sorry for a group of people, feel sorry for the American Indian. Everybody condemned them.
Yeah.
Everybody. Every race of people condemned them.
You know, that chunk of land that you got all your teepees on, that you call your homes, you picked the right spot, right by the river. You did a good job, but get out, because we want that land. That's the piece of property we want. That was awful.
Look at the Republic of Mexico, and it turned out to be the Republic of Texas, and then it turned out to be the state of Texas, and it was all revolution. Well, it's just like the old country song said, you got to stand for something, or you'll fall for anything.
Yes.
And that's my belief.
Yep.
And who was it? Nathan Hale said when they were getting ready to hang.
Yeah.
I regret, but I get I only
I
get
have
one
one
life
life
in my
for my
country.
country.
Right. Yeah.
I'd like to be a cat so I can get 9 times as many of you people.
Yeah. Exactly. But you can't do it, and we can do. We fuss. I fuss, and I'll even go to the local side. Every 4 years, I have the same argument. I know it's beating a dead horse. Have the same argument with the county tax office.
Oh, yes.
Because they don't want to consider my horses and my donkeys livestock. We don't consider them livestock. It's not what the state statute says. You've got to go by what the state statute says, or you've got to get the county commissioners to vote in an amendment to that statute.
That's right.
And they're not going to do it. I've talked to every one of them. No. But see, the tax office puts in one word, and it says consider. Domestic horses are not considered livestock. Mine are not domestic horses.
I'd consider it an elephant.
Yeah.
Call it what you want, but it's going to be an elephant.
I had a guy that was he was milking goats, had milk goats, and he was pasteurizing the milk and giving it away.
Uh-huh.
And giving it away to people who had kids.
How much did it cost you to do that from when the county got hold of it?
I don't know. I mean, well, no, the county didn't bother with him on that. They were trying to tell him that the goats weren't considered livestock.
Oh, good.
And we had a meeting one time. He had to be in a meeting, and I pulled out my phone and I showed him. I said, "This is the definition of livestock in the state of North Carolina," and goats was one of the things that was listed. And he said, "Well, I'm glad you showed me that.
Yeah.
I'm going back to talk about that." And he got it fixed.
Well, good.
but they try to word it themselves. You're not educated. And I told one person, I said, you're not educated enough to try to fool me because I read all these tax laws. But no, I'm just blowing my horn.
Education up front is one thing, but experience counts a whole lot.
Well, that's true. But what I'm saying is you got to stand up for your rights, whether you're another country or anything. You've got to stand up. And if you're oppressed, you got to end it. One person can start it, but it takes a whole group of people. And we've proven, the United States has proven that.
Yeah.
And so that's just me.
Me, I would probably, I'd have to, I don't know what the ground situation is. You know what?
I don't know.
There, I don't know whether people just walking around in downtown Tehran. I don't know whether the idiot's in charge, the son of the thug. I don't know whether he gets out and about. But sooner or later, he's going to be within scope range.
Yeah.
Click.
Well, look at, what was the guy's name? David Koresh in Waco.
Yeah.
And, he came to town twice a week.
Yeah.
Now, I thought that was the biggest boxed up situation I ever seen. When it came to town, grab him. Don't wait till he get back to the compound and they set the compound on fire and burn it down.
The individuals who are there, we're going to gain nothing from them. There will be no intel. We know what they're doing. Our intel people have got more snitches. Do you think those snitches are getting paid? Absolutely. How do you think we get the information? I will be a patriot for you or you.
Yeah.
Who's got the most money?
But I'm just saying, I would be dead because if I was a person and I was oppressed like that, I would try to start a coup. I mean, I really would. And I would probably get killed. But at least I tried something instead of walking around with my head down.
Boo-hoo, right.
That's just me. I mean,
well, you're not alone. We've got to do something, and I just hope. I think we've got a man in there since he's not running for re-election. I think we've got a man in there. We need to take the opportunity to take advantage of him. Seriously, take advantage of him. Curtail him the best you can in areas that need to be curtailed. But he can do a lot in this last 2 years. He can do more in this last 2 years than most presidents will ever do in 8 years. If he wants to get it, if he will get it done. I know he wants to do it. And I know he's being held back because, we got a midterm election coming up and you don't need to do anything. Just going to have bad feelings towards the Republicans. Oh, great. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have to politicize this whole mess.
So we'll wait until after November.
November of next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
No, it's November of this year. Sorry, we are in 2026. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand it, but the party hadn't been back behind him either. Some of the party has been, and so I just hey, wait a minute, you don't want to help me out? We're just gonna take care of this ourselves, like Ronald Reagan did. What was Gaddafi? And Gaddafi was. And it said, and he threw some bombs on and bombed his house.
That was April 14th to be the exact date.
Yeah. And that ended that. Didn't hear any more out of him.
Yeah, he called me and asked me what would be a good birthday present for me, and I told him, and bang.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just me. I mean, some people agree with me, some people don't. Right. And that's fine. That's why we live in the United States of America.
I don't think all of us can ever agree on the same thing the same way. But as long as we're all moving in the right direction, and that if there are weak links among us who need to be kind of like educated or moved aside, we don't need to let the negative nannies really. We don't need one thing. We don't need the crazy people in charge of blowing things up. Don't do that.
No, we don't.
But we don't need the negative nannies. You should have you should have done it this way. You should have.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No, what you could have, should have, would. I mean, I should have been I sat back and tell people now, I said, I should have been an entertainer. I should have stuck my neck out and done what I really wanted to do. I said, who knows where I could have gone? I could have been a major star somewhere. I could have been a flop. I could have still been a truck driver. I chose to support my family and not stick my neck out. And now I sit back, and that's what I tell the young people today. Pursue your dream. Pursue it, because you're going to be like me, sitting back in a rocking chair, recliner one that, boy, I sure wish I'd have done that. Or I sure wish I'd have done that.
Yep.
Or, and I tell them, if that's what you want to do,
Good.
and I tell the men and the women, keep your pants on, pursue your dream.
And if you will if you decide to do something like that, even after you've been in the workplace, you've already got a career going. For instance, you're 35 and you're fed up, you're tired, you don't think there's another position anywhere you would like doing the same thing, but I've had this dream. Honey, I have a dream. And then start pursuing your dream.
Yeah.
You don't have to be split up or have a new life. You could just change the one you got.
Yeah. You're right. You're completely. I mean, I've been trimming horses and donkeys for over 45 years. I always did it part-time.
Well, one of these days you'll get it right.
Yeah, one of these days I'll get it right. And I've been asked this many, why didn't you do it full-time? Well, I was working at Weyerhaeuser, and when Weyerhaeuser closed down right there in Jacksonville, and I said, I'm already trimming now. I'm just going to go ahead and go to fair school and get my degree and get this and get that.
Good.
And a lady at the unemployment office looked right. She said, that's fantastic. She said, the only problem is, and at that time, if you were on unemployment, you had to go look a job. You couldn't go to school.
Right.
If you were going to school, you could not draw unemployment. I didn't go to school. And at the time, there were only 2 farrier schools in the country.
Mm.
One of them was in Oklahoma, one of them was in Kentucky.
Oh, boy.
And I can't do that. I got to work. But what I should have done is went on and done it and got a part-time job. But I had a family to take care of.
Yeah.
I can't let them starve.
Nope.
So, and it's okay. And there's other things I
No regrets.
The only thing,
Don't look back with regrets. Just say,
I know. I just wish I'd have had that master farrier degree and I learned on my own. I had a guy taught me, and I furthered my education through the years by taking courses and classes and stuff like that to learn, because things change and I've changed with the times.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. But that's it. I'm just beating a dead horse. But no,
don't do that. Don't do that. No, just bury the critter. Be nice.
Yeah, I got to. Well, look, I'm going to let you go.
Right.
We're going to get out of here.
Jimmy, thank you. Be safe.
Hey, yeah, you too. We'll holler at you later.
Bye, Tim.
Keep her between the ditches.
I won't work on it.
See ya.
All right.
All right.
All right. Steve.
All right. We'll go here. Steve. Oh, don't go away, Steve. Hold on. All right, Steve, you're going to have to call back. Give us time to do a quick weather. That's about 45 seconds, and ring us up, Steve. Somehow is that Steve?
All right,
now?
maybe yes.
Okay. Yep, that looks like Steve. Steve, hang in there. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Offshore, looking out all the way 60 nautical miles today. Looking kind of pretty out there for the ocean. Not so much for some possibilities. Northeasterly winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet. There's a chance of showers. Showers are likely. Then some thunderstorms. Ouch. Northeasterly winds tomorrow, 5 to 10 knots, seas 3 to 5. Showers with a chance of thunderstorms in the morning, and a chance of showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon. So maybe we'll get lots of rain, but without the volatile nature of rain.
Right.
Winds on Wednesday northwesterly at 5 to 10, becoming westerly in the afternoon, 2 to 4 foot seas.
Today we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 85, northeast wind 3 to 8 miles per hour. Tonight a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 71. And Tuesday, showers and thunderstorms are likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 88.
I got a question for Steve right now, Steve. Listen up, Steve. You ready? Okay. I know you are. So we're going to listen up. Yep, I got the right line. If you were in charge and you wanted to plant a garden to grow some stuff, do they make I know they make all sorts of tomatoes. Do they make a tomato that looks like and could maybe have the makings of a hand grenade in it?
I believe it'd be a little hard to get the skin sealed back up on it.
No. I would just, if there's a way they could grow, well, I mean, like grow in nature, in a garden, in a confined area, where we could just grow our own hand grenades.
I hear you.
We could get some donkeys to pull a plow in between because they're sure-footed, and Timmy can supply them. Then we could have livestock. Should get a tax break for it.
I hear you.
What's on your mind? Because I know I just messed it up.
No, I was just listening to the levity, enjoying it for a minute. Listening to y'all talk about Iran this morning, and
What's the answer?
there's a lot of variables involved there. The first thing I want to talk about, I guess, is them saying they want to assassinate our president.
Yeah.
That really that don't carry much weight with me. They weren't big fans of America before we bombed them and killed his dad. Would you expect any less?
No.
From that guy. I mean, that's exactly what I would expect him to say.
Well, it's not that we just killed his dad. We eliminated a major player in this war on terrorism. And, son of thug should be, okay, you hate it, but my dad died, but I can understand them taking him out. If I was in their shoes, I would do the same thing, and he would.
I don't know that. I don't know that they're going to see it that way.
I understand.
And they've had a hatred for America. That particular guy's had it his whole life.
Yep, 56 years of age.
I ain't saying it's necessarily justified, but they hate America. We've always known that. That ain't something new. And now that we've killed his father and bombed his country, I don't think that's going to turn him to be a fan of America.
We cannot change the ideology that they're fighting under or warring under or whatever under. And we cannot change that. We can keep them or make sure that they understand if you come at us or any other country, we're all going to get you. If we can make them understand that.
There's that, but there's also the variable that happens in this world that is worth considering, and that is that we may have turned him into a martyr. Now, that's highly likely.
Yeah,
and we know that. That's the whole reason we don't want. We try to avoid those scenarios because we know we can make a bad situation worse, even with the best of intentions. When we went into Iraq, the American military decimated the Iraqi military.
Yep.
Yeah, it was almost one of competition. But then for 20 years, we had to fight the snakes that kept popping up after that.
Yep.
And we still haven't. We never solved that problem.
Yeah, it's whack-a-mole with that case. Yeah.
And that's kind of the situation. I mean, as soon as we killed the supreme leader, they had another one. Quicker than we can elect the pope.
They got their son, his son. But the problem is, he was out of commission for a long time. Not our problem, his problem. So he was out of commission. He was kind of hurt.
All right. But I get that, but that's what I'm saying is that it's not, people are like, oh, just go over there and just bomb them back to the Stone Age. Well, that's 91 million people we got to exterminate. That's the problem too.
Yeah. Well, first of all, like I said, we should not. Would be collateral damage. Don't get me wrong, but we should not go in and do carpet bombing or something like that. It's going to be mass or like a nuclear device, like we chose to do in Japan, because that was the only way that we could win. Because that's what we thought. Right.
And we bombed islands off of Japan. So I don't know if it makes a difference, but that is the difference. The other side of it, and just like I was hearing Timmy say about, we need to go there and just make it, do what needs to be done, make it happen. I think that's part of the problem we're in right now is that America only really, I believe, holds about 2 cards left. One is nuclear and the other one is boots on the ground. We've thrown everything we've got at them, and it don't seem to have slowed them down from being a nuisance.
Here's what bugs me, and it bugged me last night. Well, yesterday morning, sometime around 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock, I saw a video of attacks on some of our military. Was it AI generated? God, I hope so, because our president told us that he had eliminated their Navy. But I saw 3 vessels out there attacking another vessel. And these were not 31-foot boats. These were vessels, big ones.
Well, here's the problem, Rayford, and
how do I even know that that's real?
Yep. His assessments have been proven to be less than accurate over the last year or 2. So I'm not surprised that it's, maybe he was saying most of them. If you go back and try and apply some reasonability to his statement.
Well,
but it's obvious the fact that we are still they can shut down the Straits of Hormuz anytime they want.
Yeah.
We can throw bombs at them, but that don't open the Straits of Hormuz back up.
No,
they control it.
There's no guarantee.
So if they control it, whether they got a Navy or not is irrelevant. They control the water. But
how do they control the water? With missiles from land-based operations, right?
Right.
So we get rid of the land-based operations.
Well, we threw quite a bit at them trying to accomplish that, and through our own assessments, they still have about 70 to 75% of their missile capability. So my layman understanding of that is that we can't really take that ability away from them.
I don't know how.
With conventional air assaults.
Yeah, I don't know how we would do it, and I don't really want boots on the ground, but somehow we've got to neuter what they have available. Neuter them.
If you're going to go in and do a surgical extraction of a certain group of people out of 91 million people, I don't know how you would achieve that without boots on the ground.
Well,
I'm no military, expert by no means, not even a novice, but I don't know how you would go in and surgically remove a certain group of people out of 91 million without.
Depends upon how many there are. Depends upon how many there are. You don't have to physically go do it, but depends on how many there are in this group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A top 10 list. A top 10 list. You just send in individuals who are trained to deal with those individuals, and you don't have to send in a bunch of boots and put them on the ground. You can have guys wearing flip-flops to do it.
Right. But it's Occam's razor kind of thing is that who out of those 91 million people is going to take their place? Someone is.
Yep.
That's almost a given.
Yep.
And who would that be?
Don't know.
And so, once again, there's always what's next. Just like if we went in there and we sent boots on the ground and we, did the same thing we did in Iraq, we know something comes next and we don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
So you don't even really know how to plan or prepare for it.
I understand, and that's why I said I'm in a dilemma. I don't know what I would do, and I just don't know whether other folks do or not know what they should. If you know what you think that we should be doing.
Well, and like I say, it's kind of like playing chess. Sometimes you sit there and you see, okay, I know what I want to do, but if I make this move, that's going to happen. If I make this move, that's going to happen.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you're sitting there realizing you don't have as many moves as you thought you did. And a lot of leaders over the last, 50 years have looked at this situation and seen the complication of it. A lot of people had come out and said, oh, we just need to go over there and just, start a war.
So we did.
It's not that simple. And then when we put boots on the ground, if they shoot those missiles and destroy the desalinization plants in the countries around them, it is Armageddon in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
In 3 days, it takes for people to start dying of thirst. And there's no fresh water over there.
And
everything is desalinated.
Yep.
So they could cause a lot more trouble than they're causing at this point. If they were completely insane trying to start Armageddon, I think they would have already done that. So they're showing some restraint in this situation. I ain't trying to be an advocate for them, but I'm just trying to recognize what the situation is.
I can't argue.
And if we push them hard enough, they may, cross that bridge into trying to, destroy the whole Middle East, and they could do it as it stands today. So I seen Fox News this morning, and ironically, Brian Kilmeade came out and said the same thing I said the other day, is that he did not feel confident with Jared Kushner and Witkoff being the lead negotiators on this. That the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, was far more qualified, and he seemed to have no role in this.
Which surprises the crap out of me. I don't, it really, that just surprised me that he's not involved. Because he's a good guy to make those presentations. Because he's not going to sit there and just take no. He's not going to be as filtered as these guys are going to be.
Honestly, he's the only one, I think, in the whole administration that actually holds some qualifications for that job.
Yeah.
And I mean, and has that kind of experience to send his son-in-law in there.
That's just wrong. That's
we
just
can stop right
open.
there. They ain't need to go that further down that road. I feel like the people who are doing this are not necessarily making the smartest decisions. And even though we don't want Iran to have a nuclear bomb, we don't want to create a situation that guarantees they're going to pursue it. This is what we're doing now is what they said we were going to do for 50 years. And I agree that their actions led to this, but this is also from their side of the, coin. And how they're selling it to their people. We don't look very good from their side either.
Yeah.
Is Trump a trustworthy negotiator? They had a deal.
I don't think he's a good negotiator. I mean, he's hard headed. He's a great businessman, I believe, and he could sit there at a table and do business deals all day long. But the consequences of screwing up there just cost you money. Consequences of screwing up right now cost lives, and including it could be your own. So the payoff here can be either really good or very bad.
Yeah, and I believe something needed to be done. But like I say, if you look at it from their side of the coin, they're negotiating with a guy who tore up the agreement that America made with them at some point. And honestly, if I was in their shoes, I would not be find him very trustworthy that he was going to abide by any agreement he makes.
It would be reasonable for them to have that feeling. It would also be reasonable and smart of them to say, but we can't continue doing what we're doing either, because we ain't right and he ain't right. That doesn't help us.
They also know that we got an election coming up in November that can completely cut his legs out from under him.
Maybe
completely change the negotiating situation.
It could.
And so they only have to make it about another
6 months.
Not even 6 months.
Well, first of January is when they take over.
I know that's when they take over, but and I could be wrong. This is my opinion part here. This is editorial part. But if the Democrats win big in November, I believe you're going to see some Republicans try to move away from the Trump administration. And I mean, just because that's what has happened with every president, Republican and Democrat, they start trying to separate themselves a little bit once they become lame duck.
Maybe what they would do if the president would lead them, and it wouldn't be all of them, but if he would get up there and lead them and say, okay, now we tried everything else, and politically speaking, it didn't help us, and that's not why I did what we did. Now we've got nothing to lose. Let's see if we can't fix the 2028 election. It ain't going to be fixed by being nice. Negotiations are not going to work because they're going to fail Iran's going to make sure that anything that happens as far as negotiations are concerned are going to have a negative impact on our political process. That's the thinking process that I have. They're not as dumb. They're not as backwards as a lot of people think they are. They're not from another world. They're one of a third world country because they don't share anything with their people. However, they've got a lot of sophistication. They got a lot of good advisors, people we hate. I mean, can we talk about Khrushchev's replacement? That's how far back I go. But Putin is not a stable person. Can we trust him? Can they trust him? All right, Steve-O, let's go get some water going. Maybe we can get our plants back in operation. Mine are still kind of on the puny side.
I got a little bit of rain yesterday, about a quarter inch.
We got a little here too, not measurable for me because my rain gauge is all foobarred, but I will fix it.
I hear you.
Okay.
Sad to hear about Lindsey Graham this weekend. I didn't think that come Monday morning, Mitch McConnell will be, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and Lindsey Graham would have passed away.
What in the world?
Yeah. I agree with Lee. First thing I thought was Mitch McConnell.
Well, so did I.
Looking at it a little closer.
Yeah, about 2:30 in the morning, I said, "Oh my God, here comes some breaking stuff pops up," and then of course I was thinking in my head, they're doing this in the middle of the night, so it's some idiot out there who's released something again, and it's not even true. So I'll probably just fake it. And then I got to reading. I said, whoa, this is not Mitch. This is somebody else. Did he have a problem? I got concerned.
To all the conspiracy theorists out there, just because something's possible don't mean it's probable. A 71-year-old having a massive coronary. Pump your brakes on the conspiracies. But sad as it is, that happens a lot in this world.
Well, I can attest to that, yes.
Everything's fine till it's not.
You want to see the scar?
Yeah, right.
I got the zipper for you.
I still remember that day very vividly, Rayford.
I wish I could.
Ingrained in my memory.
I really wish I could.
Still remember. I remember you sweating, sitting there holding your head, and then you tried to get up and walk, and you couldn't.
Oh. I didn't walk. How did I get
white as a ghost?
Yeah, I was.
Well, you went down on the floor and kind of crawled. You went down on the floor right behind the door. So we couldn't open the door to let somebody in to help. But then who was it? I think Robin came. Kelly called Robin, and you, before he got there, you managed to get up and kind of crawl into the other room and get on the couch. We were like,
"Oh, yeah,
yeah, it was crazy."
Kelly sent me a message and said he's better. He's on the couch. I was like, "Call 911."
Soon as Tom Tillis called the radio, called in, and we put him on the speaker, you took a sip of Mountain Dew, and boom, you were right back in that room, and we're like, what's going on?
Call the doctor. Mountain Dew is a fabulous drug.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was the first time.
All right, guys, well, I'll let you go. Y'all have a blessed day.
You too, Steve. Bye. Thanks for calling. Bye. Well, I've got a crazy story for you that happened this weekend right here in North Carolina. We're going to talk about North Carolina.
Go ahead.
This is an old classic trick.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, a driver was robbed in rural North Carolina. This is just northeast of Raleigh. It happened around 6:20 p.m. on this past Thursday.
Fake cop?
South of Warrington. Nope.
Oh.
Hopefully this is just an isolated incident, not a greater threat to the public. But the victim had just gotten off from work, the sheriff's office said. While traveling home, he came across a log in the road.
Oh, no. That old trick?
He stated that he was robbed by gunpoint after he got out to move the log by three masked men who were waiting in the woods. The person stated they were robbed of cash. Investigators did not report the man was injured, so everything looks good there. But, the old classic, let's block the road and wait for the person to get...
That was being done back in the stagecoach days.
Well, if you can't drive around it and you don't see any other debris laying in the road except for a log, I think I'd turn around and go back the other way.
No, I'd pick out the big gun to go with the little gun.
Well, I don't want to be involved in any shooting, so I'm just going to turn around and go.
Preventative maintenance and the deterrent effect would be there.
Right,
Let's just put
right,
it that way.
right. I mean, that's crazy.
That's not
though.
what bad guys expect. That old guy to have a gun or two and knows how to use them.
And so, and then we had a Jacksonville woman who's facing multiple charges after investigators said she left her 4-year-old alone
That will
in unsafe and
that
unsanitary
gets you jail
conditions.
time. Okay.
Yes, according to the online arrest reports, Aquise Harris, 26 of Jacksonville, was arrested by the Jacksonville Police Department on July 12th, which was yesterday, right? Yesterday, yes. And she's charged with misdemeanor child abuse, contributing to the delinquency of a minor in exposing children to fire. She is accused of creating a substantial risk of physical injury to her child by allegedly leaving a 4-year-old at home for extended periods of time without supervision. Charging documents also allege the child was found in unhygienic conditions, included matted hair, unchanged diaper with fecal matter, and fecal matter on the large portion of the child's skin. The child was covered in fecal matter. How can you do that?
Where's my stick? Oh, there she is. My
How
pickaxe
can
handle.
you do that?
Scary times in the sky over Bahamas.
Oh, no.
A small plane carrying
Yes.
several members of a popular band over there crashed Saturday. All 10 on board died.
That was sad.
It's a Cessna 402. It's on a run to San Andros Island. Anyway, one of the islands there in the Bahamas chain. When it radioed that it was having issues, it then crashed into the woods. So it was attempting to land at the airport.
Yeah, I
That
saw
wasn't the
that
only one.
video. That was horrible.
Just hours before that one, this one's some lucky people. A Flamingo air flight en route to Mayagana in Bahamas was forced to turn back to Nassau after the pilot reported a problem. He said there were some concerns he had. Luckily, the pilot landed safely, no problems. The passengers got off the plane, and as they were walking away from it, it burst into flames.
Oh, my gosh.
Would you bring me a boat? I got to get somewhere. I need my boat. Would y'all get my boat over here? I can't get there for a car. Get my boat.
Well, did you hear about that
Jesus.
Ryanair Boeing 737? A window blew out in it,
Yeah.
and the passenger was sucked halfway out the window. They were at 15,000 feet.
And his wife
His
was flying back in. and
Grabbed
holding-
his legs and feet and was holding
and,
him.
And the plane was depressurized. I mean, it's rapidly. And when
All the air masks came down.
here's what the problem when you talk about depressor. Those planes have got normal sea level type air pressure in them, right? When
Right.
they're flying. But you open a window, and at 10,000 feet, you don't have the same kind of air pressure. But it's like when you create a vacuum, right?
Right.
In a jar or wherever you suck all the air out of. When you open it up, the air comes rushing through from the higher pressure area. The air was rushing out through this broken window. How did the window break? Do we know yet?
They said that they feel like it was a piece of engine debris.
Oh,
And
that's
if you
right. I
look
saw
at the
the
front of the engine, you see all the slats, the fans. One of them had broken, come around, hit that window, shattered it.
Ooh.
And
That
so
armor plating up there.
he had severe neck trauma, which who would not, because you're hanging out a window and the air is and the speed is pressing your.
Those planes are flying at 500 miles an hour.
Yeah, yeah. And
Put
he had
your hand-
friction burns.
Yeah.
Friction burns.
Put your head out the window of a car running 100 on
Right.
a racetrack or somewhere. You can't control it.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
imagine?
you can't move your head. That was crazy.
I'll bet you he won't need a
But,
chiropractor because I'm sure every bone up there is popped.
Yeah, that was a crazy story, though. And they actually showed the picture of the broken window and the seat where
I
the
saw
man was
that.
sitting, but it just like sucked him.
Oh.
Could you imagine? That's why I'm wearing my seatbelt the whole flight.
Oh.
The whole flight, I'm wearing a seatbelt.
23 sightings and one shark bite. along popular Jones Beach
Dun,
State
dun.
Park in New York.
Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
In the last few weeks, 23 sightings of sharks there
Oh my
in
goodness.
Jones Beach State Park. That's a very popular area. The swimmer suffered what was termed a relatively minor bite. Not for me, it would be minor. Shark alerts have been sounded almost 24 times, sending swimmers scurrying to the beach. Lee heard about it and climbed a tower just to be safe.
Next week is Shark Week. Is it next week?
Oh,
Or is it
I
this
don't know.
week? I have to look
For the
it up.
people at Jones Beach, it's been for the last month.
Mhm.
More on the stinker report that we heard from you last week. From the Pacific to the Atlantic, in lakes and ponds and anywhere that rainwater can drain into, there are increasing numbers of cases of E. coli infections.
Oh no.
It's not a new problem. And
Exactly.
it's one that anyone swimming in open water should be aware of. Haven't had too much of it in recent weeks to worry about around here because we haven't had any rain. But sudden downpours result in runoff into bodies of water, with the runoff
right.
picking up waste, all
That's
sorts of waste, animal waste, human waste, whatever waste, and dropping it into the water. A number of beaches have been closed for varying lengths of time because of an E. coli bacteria infection. Remember the old stories about, no, that's not a hot dog. That's not a cigar. Leave it alone. In swimming pools, remember that? A
Oh,
lot
not a
of
candy
beach,
bar.
a lot of beach enthusiasts
The Milky
say you
Way.
don't have to have a test yet. It stinks like poop. When it does, stay
Like
out of
caca.
the water. Go somewhere else. But if you got into the water before you noticed, you might want to get a hot shower with lots of soap before getting too close to anyone else. That's,
It's a
I
lot of
cannot
caca this
imagine.
morning.
Oh.
Well, I've got really
Good.
Good news for you.
What's that?
The U.S. House is supposed to be voting next week on the Sunshine Act, which is to make it year-round daylight savings time.
Not gonna happen.
Now, Hawaii, and well, the Senate already passed it, but they passed it last year. Well, actually, it was a little longer than that. So they would have to revisit it after the House passes it. But Hawaii and Arizona, of course, would be exempt. They will remain on the standard time.
They do it year round now.
And this bill also allows any state to opt out of it. Now, could you imagine South Carolina's on one time, we're on another time, Virginia's on another time. You won't ever know what time it is.
in Florida right now. You've got on the border on the western part of Florida.
Yes.
You're not in it, but all your TV shows and everything else, they're on Central Time.
Well, we need to ask the senator tomorrow, because I know that in the North Carolina legislature, they were talking about making it standard time year round. We're going to have to find out from him what the latest update on
The
that.
same time, not Eastern Time. Not
It's that
Eastern Standard.
STD would
It would stay.
oh, I'm sorry, that's
daytime.
STD is Hawaii and Arizona. No, we would make it daylight standard
We
time
keep it
year
moving
round.
an hour ahead.
Yes. So we would be like we are now.
I think
Year
we'll be
round.
2 hours ahead, but
No, we all have enough trouble whenever we spring forward or fall back. 2 hours
But-
ahead. It would take me years to get used to.
no, it won't. You work different shifts in the post office.
Yeah,
I had people tell me at one time,
12-hour shifts.
I can't get used to working that time. It's an hour ahead.
After
God. I mean, cops do it all, every shift
everybody,
change.
that's right. Everybody does it. We all get used to it.
Swap 12-hour shifts. You go from whatever time you start. Mine was 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. 3 days a week.
Well, my thought
And then
is-
it was 7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
If you're going to end up getting up an hour earlier tomorrow because of time shift today,
Yeah.
and go to bed an hour earlier,
Yeah.
and you're still getting the same amount of sleep. It's
Yeah,
all
it's just the one
psychological
day,
to
yes,
me.
it is.
It's all
Just take
psychological.
a pill.
Right,
They got pills for it.
right.
Do we have any daylight savings time versus Eastern Standard Time pill? That's what we need. We need a pill. Where's Big Pharma?
Well, you know, I'd like to see the whole country be on the same time. I mean, we all possibly can't be, but you know, I think just make it year round. Just make it year round.
We have a universal time out there.
Right.
It's called Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, Zulu time. It is 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time.
Well, do you
So
remember?
0700 would be Zulu time.
Well, it's
Would be 4 hours
not.
ahead of us right now, but it would be 4 o'clock.
It's not like it used to be, where you know you dreaded it because you had to manually change the clock in your vehicle, the microwave, the oven, or your
They're all
radios,
programmed now.
or your electronic stuff. Now everything is done by satellites. You don't have to do anything. It rolls over for you. And on your computer, you know, you used to have to do everything yourself. But I think changing the clock in your car was the worst thing.
Those old clocks, not the digital ones,
Right.
but the old clocks, first of all, they were never right
Mm-hmm.
because they worked on the battery voltage. And the battery voltage itself in the car stationary is one thing. But when you're moving, instead of 12 volts coming out of it, it would be like 13.2 volts coming out. And that would just change. That's a 10% difference.
Oh, you know what?
Later than that.
It's 9:00.
And we're going to say good night,
We're
Gracie.
going to say goodnight. And tomorrow, North Carolina Senator Mike Lazara
Yep.
will be joining us. We're going to talk about the state passing its budget,
Yeah.
and we're going to talk about the allocations that Senator Lazara was able to get for us here in Onslow County.
And
So
it's
stay
important
tuned.
that there's some negative nannies out there about it. So we're going to put a story out there tomorrow about why.
Why
This is
would
not a
anybody be
waste.
negative about anything? Oh, wait. That's
Oh,
our
yeah.
day and age we live in.
Yeah, negative nannies. They're out there.
There are
They're all
negative nannies
to the
everywhere.
left of us, but to the left of us. Constantly to the left of
It
us.
is what it is.
While you're live, the local real talk. Well, we're awake.
Never woke.
Never woke.
You need a nap.
Why?
Because you look sleepy.
I feel sleepy all
Okay.
the time, right?
All right.